We're here on Lake Crescent where the winds are really starting to kick up, and you'll see why so many people here in Putnam County have decided to go to the shelter. Just look at the water just whipping on the shore. You can see those boat ramps are completely covered. I want to show you down there. Those are actually houses that are right on this lake that right now, their front porches, their back lawns just getting hammered by all the high surf brought to you by the heavy winds. I want to show you over here too, just to show you the power of this storm here in Putnam County. You can see once again on this side, boy, the wind is really whipping up the surf. But take a look over there, and you can see that tree right there uprooted completely. Obviously, it was right here along the shore. The question, of course, becomes, as you look and you see the water just pounding these people's homes, how much longer will it be until flooding begins? I want Carlos, if he can, I want you to show right over there, Carlos. You see that beige house right there where the water just pounds and pounds and pounds. It's not that far away, and you can see that that house is very close to flooding. This is why so many people chose to go to the shelters and not to stay in their homes.
It's okay. It's not like home, but it's okay.
On the road, power crews are out in force, but right now it's a slow go. The only things that are going fast, the wind and people's patience.
Some people have done it 3 times already, so they're tired. They can't take it anymore.
Ready to go home?
Yeah, we're ready to go home, everyone.
As Jeanne made her presence felt in St. Augustine Beach, in downtown St. Augustine, it wasn't the wind, but it was church bells that were ringing out. A few people headed out downtown along St. George Street to see what was going on. Many had just attended services.
It's not as bad as we expected, to tell you the honest truth, but
we're thankful.
Yeah, we're very thankful, that's for sure.
Are you surprised at all, or?
No. We're surprised that it's not as severe as we thought it would be.
There were those, though, that were there to get away in order to beat the storm and at least to beat any power outage.
Nothing better to do. We're just going to be sitting home with no power in a little bit, so why not run around in the rain?
But out at the beach, there was this couple. They are planning to move to Florida. They wanted to get a first-hand look at a hurricane.
Does it make you leery at all?
Oh, absolutely not. I think this is fantastic. Coming out here looking at this. I've never seen a hurricane on an ocean before. Never in my life. And that's why we had to come down here and look at this. But, hey, a hurricane's a hurricane.
Only by moonlight can Riverside residents tell that the St. Johns River is above its normal level. Waves crashing against the seawall is a reminder of what they had to endure during the day.
The water actually was up over the edge here, all the way down into the Memorial Park. It had flooded all the way up towards where the huge statue is. And
the water came way up. Streets were flooded, full of water. The river many usually enjoy became the bane of their existence.
It was pretty frustrating. I mean, we, of course, had a hard time getting around, but, you know, it's one of those things. It's Mother Nature. We have to deal with it.
The damage from Jeanne was a lot worse than Francis. We've just had a lot more water that came into our basement. Right now, for the last 4 or 5 hours, we've been pumping water.
And many dealt with it as best as they could, pumping water from their basements, wading in knee-deep water, some riding their bikes, while others couldn't do much of anything, so they sat and watched what would roll in with the tide. This jet ski, pretty rare, afloat from Ortega. That water in the streets here in Riverside has receded, but looking out onto the St. Johns River, you can tell they are getting ready for a second round. Police officers have roped off parts of Riverside, so when the tide does roll in again, residents will be out of harm's way.
In Daytona Beach, residents and business owners are becoming old pros. This is now the 3rd time in 6 weeks they've had to endure the mandatory evacuation order. This morning, strong winds, high surf, and another dose of heavy rain. It's an unwanted visitor here for this stretch of Florida shoreline. It normally is a very busy area.
It's real quiet. It's weird.
You ready for things to get back to normal?
Oh, yeah. Ready for life to get back to normal. Ready to have a chance to get everything cleaned up and back on track.
2,900 people in Daytona Beach have chosen to run for cover, bunking down in 24 shelters throughout Volusia County. Half of their special needs shelters are closed because they're packed to capacity. Speaking of closed, many business owners didn't even bother to take down the plywood they put up during Hurricane Charlie and Francis. Waiting out the storm means many of them are losing a lot of cash from vacationing tourists. Hurricane Jeanne is strike 3 to many of them while they remain out.